This is a Cougar 3.2 by 125 ton press brake. We've replaced the seals in the cylinders, and at the moment it has a new bottom die block. The other die block is awaiting to be repaired. So when you turn the power onto the machine, the screen comes up. It's a computer screen. It tells you the tooling, the die block, V-die block, and thickness of material, and it'll have the angle that you want to do in the machine, and the distance of the back gauge. So the X is the distance of the back gauge, and Y is a different distance that the top beam is down. In the actual adjustments, you have a top limit switch where the cylinder will go up, and then where a slow mode will come in. That slow mode has a certain length. You can increase that length so that the slow mode operates longer. At the moment, we've just got the machine in pulse mode, so it's starting, and when you bring the beam down, you'll see it come down in increments, and then until it hits the mute point, slow mode, operates slow in the bending mode into the V, and then the foot pedal will come up in normal mode. I'll just do that again. Slow, up, normal, straight. So on the computer itself, you can save 1 million programs on there. It's a Windows-based program, and you can set up the V-die, the thickness of the material, 3 mil, width, the tonnage required. It also has a quick draw program for doing certain jobs. So you can, once you've saved your jobs, once you've measured your job, your transmit button that goes to the computer, and then you save the job, and that job is then saved. I'll send a separate video of how to use the controller if you buy the machine, and I'll show you how to do it. And there'll also be a manual or a booklet telling how the machine operates. On the machine comes with power operator back gauge, and that's distance is worked out by the computer. There is also a manual German adjustable controller on here. You can do it by hand, and that tells you the distance on the back gauge. That is the distance less than the thickness of the material, 3 mil. You can also make it in manual mode and a automatic mode, so it goes automatically into the next sequence. You've got a trim on the computer. Now, if the beam is out left to right, these are nut stop machine. I've left the guards off so you can actually see the nut stop up the top there. So when that comes down, then sits on the nuts, stays there. And that's the same both ends. The other end is covered. But to do the adjustment left to right, it has a motor that drives the nut stop up and down, and it's got a connecting shaft up the top that you can split and move it out of the way. But I can send you a self-help program on how to align a nut stop machine. So you bend it left and right, will be spot on. It also comes with sliding wedges in the clamps. That allows you to compensate for, just say for instance you did 90 degree on the left hand end and you did 90 degree on the right hand end. If it was underbending in the middle, you can slide the wedges left or right to compensate for the deflection in the steel. So it comes with a multi V-die blade, and it comes with a offset gooseneck blade. It also has got the lifters there that mount on here and on the die block, and so you can easily rotate the die by moving the beam up and down, sits on there, sits on that one, and as you undo these bolts here, and then when you bring that up, you can rotate the die to the V die that you require.